Yeah, how he said it. He said, he said, black man kill a black man. Cool, they loving that. Black man kill a white man. Shit, they sentenced him to death. White man kill a black man. He screams self-defense. Break it down to manslaughter with all of the evidence. Greetings, this is Brother Dawood. And I want to touch on the one and only James Adaru Tat Jr., aka Magnolia Slim, aka Soulja Slim. I want to apologize first for the long wait as far as doing these videos. I've been having a couple of challenges, so I'm back now. But you know, Slim, you know, he was born in New Orleans, uptown. You know, he resided in the Magnolia housing projects on Taladana. You know, I remember listening to a Lager Black interview, and he was talking about him and Slim upbringing, how he was older than Slim, and how they used to play cops and robbers and cowboys and Indians in the Magnolia, running throughout some of those abandoned apartments. And Lager also mentioned that they had learned a lot from a lot of the OGs that came before their time, and how they seen dudes coming from the military and all that, and that these old timers and all these these other vets from the military was coming home, you know, teaching them different things about life in the streets. You follow? But you know, Slim, he was this shy kid at first when he was young. You know, he had skills, you know, gifts and talents. There was a block party that was given one day in the Magnolia by KLC and a couple of other people. You know, KLC used to go all throughout. He's the producer from Beats by the Pound, and also the Medicine Men. But KLC, he had a label called Parkway Pumping at the time. But he used to get these block parties, and he gave a block party one day in the Magnolia housing projects. And at one point during this block party, or this bounce party I should say, it was said that Slim had grabbed the mic and he started freestyling. But when he grabbed the mic and was freestyling, the ones and twos, or the turntables and stuff, was on a balcony in the Magnolia. And so Slim had ducked down and was freestyling behind the equipment, and people thought that it was actually a tape or a recording, but it was Slim himself. So what happened was KLC made him rise up from that position to let himself be seen, so that people could know who he is. And it said that Slim had so much effect on people on how he, you know, rapped or presented himself, that from that point on, Slim was like a regular, or people throughout the city was looking forward to hearing him at block or bounce parties throughout the city. And he was 13, by the way, at this time. And this whole event had resulted, or gave KLC the motivation, or the you know, the motivation to bring Slim into the studio to start recording songs on Parkway Pumping Records, you know. And at this time, this resulted in Slim getting his name. He coined it the name Magnolia Slim at the age of 14. You know, while Slim was involved with, you know, the music, going into KLC studio on the Parkway, Slim started getting involved with the street life at in his teen years. You know, Slim had a habit, you know, heroin and a crack addict, coke addict, so to say. And this resulted in Slim started jacking people, you know, because he had a habit. And he was about that. He started becoming about that life. Like, he jumped off the porch, and his life in the streets, it kind of like sideswipe or block Slim from fully like being focused on his music. And at this time in his life, when Slim was out there in the streets, he was out there with the best. You know, you had dudes like Tonto, who was out of the Magnolia, who was rocking the streets. You know, he was real big out there. You know, he's one of the big names of Magnolia at that time. He was like that, of like a somewhat like a how can I say it? Well, he was somewhat like a landlord of the Magnolia projects. You know, there's a couple of people out there that was known. You had WAP. You had the legendary Hot Boys. You know, but Terrence Gangsta Williams and Mosquito, Dooney, and Terrence Gangsta himself. And then you had some of the other dudes at the Cali that was live out there getting to how they live. You know, you had Alton or Hot Bizzo. You had Mr. Marcello. Like, these dudes were some heavy dudes out there in the streets of the Magnolia House projects, or in the streets of New Orleans. The whole Magnolia wasn't no joke, but it was something of that Wild Willow or that Six Court that really was really getting into how they live and putting in work out there. And that's the part of Magnolia that was really wild. Like, you could kind of liken the Six Court and Wild Willow to that of like Cali, Delia Court. You know, both of the projects is wild, but that Delia Court was like that. Consider that it was the new side of the Cali, and that Six Court and that Wild Willow was the new side of Magnolia. I'm trying to make a comparison, but you know, Slim was out there rolling with the best. You follow? But at the same time, while Slim was out there on the streets, you know, he still was doing his thing with the music. But like I said, it was sideswipe for him. Plus, Slim was, you know, he dropped out of high school in 11th grade of he was going to Cohen High. So he was cutting hair, and he had other gifts and talents. Like, Slim was comedic. He was a comedian. Like, he told jokes, he cracked on people and stuff like that. And plus, he was an artist. Like, Slim used to do, like, paint like images and words and stuff on like shirts and pants and stuff like that. So you had people in the hood coming to Slim to get their haircut, you know, come and get some pants or a shirt done. And what was causing Slim for really, like I said, for really blowing up and focusing on his music was the streets. He started getting heavier as time get on. As time was going on. So around 1994, like 94, 95, Slim had got arrested for assault and robbery charge. He did like a year. It was like 94. He did like a year, but then he came out. And while he came out, Master P was in New Orleans. He was like looking for people to be part of his Down South Hustler compilation. And Slim, him being a artist under Parkway Pumping Records through KLC, you know, he was granted that opportunity with Six Shot to perform You Got It. They had the You Got It track, and that song made the album of Down South Hustler. So Down South Hustler, Slim wasn't officially a No Limit artist yet, but he was connected. And Master P also mentioned him on that same album, Bounce That Ass. You know, he said that he went through the cold weight, made it to the gym, holla at Michael Brown and Magnolia Slim. You know, that's he mentioned Slim name on that album. But before Slim actually put out, before Slim was on that Down South Hustler album, he already dropped an album on Parkway Pimpin' called Soulja for Life, which did good to be an independent album. I believe it's still like 80 or 90,000 copies. But Parkway Pumpin' was an independent local label, so they sold a great amount of units within that region of like New Orleans, you know, Baton Rouge, you know, Lafayette, Louisiana, Shreveport, and all those areas. So now we fast forward into what year that be about? 96, 97. I'm gonna say 98. You know, because Slim was arrested. He got arrested a couple more times before, you know, actually becoming a member of No Limit or artist. So Slim, he signs with No Limit in 1998, and the first album that he came out with on No Limit was Given to Him Raw, which was released 1998 on May 19th. The single on that album that was dropped was from what I was told, you know, and that video also made that No Limit compilation, video compilation. That was like one of the first songs, I believe, that was played on that video cassette. But what happened with Slim and this whole situation, he didn't get a chance to really enjoy the success of that 1998 album because Slim was arrested again about 98. But before that arrest, you know, the first like album outside of the Down South Hustler that Slim appeared on No Limit was C Murder's album, which is that Life or Death album. And tell the truth, man, I was so happy when I heard that album because when I heard Slim on it, I knew that he was on his way with being an official artist of No Limit, because prior to him getting on No Limit, he was featured on other artist albums. Like he was featured on UNLV song Come Up Move. He was also featured on Low Key's album, that Voodoo Gangsta Funk, on that Weed Fiends song. And I heard him previously before No Limit, so I was actually a Slim fan for a good amount of time. You follow? So he gets arrested. He performed on C Murder's album. He performed on and Mama Brothers Keepers Cain and Abel album. And who else album? Not too many. I think oh yeah, he also performed on There's One Every Family Fiend album. But then Slim got arrested again. He was arrested for, I think, like 98 or 99 to 2001. And then when he came out this time, he had released the Streets Made Me album. And that was released in 2001, August 7th. But this album wasn't really promoted that much. Like, it did good, but the album wasn't really promoted like it's supposed to be, which resulted in having poor sales. But it did good. Now, at this time in Slim's career, he started having problems with, Master P, with No Limit. Well, not No Limit, but Master P, about being paid properly for his records, the records that he put out or sold. I remember in the Chaos, it was Master P cousin Reginelli said on the interview that Slim knew numbers. He knew how the sound scan and all that work, and he knew his business, so he was coming at P on that which he's supposed to be owed. And P gave him money on 3 different occasions, and then it was said that when Slim came at P on a fourth time, P was like, enough, that's it. I'm not giving you no more money. So that's where the fallout happened at. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention too, I'm sorry for not mentioning this, before Slim got down with No Limit, like when he first signed the contract, when the cops was messing with him big time, like, they was getting at him big because he already did numerous things on the streets, like, he was he hurt a lot of people, so to say. He jacked a couple people, robbed, shot, different things. So, and then on top of that, he about to get this deal. Well, he got the deal. He about to be this known figure, so he was on scope. He was like watching Slim from this time on. So now we got this whole, alright, the Give Him to Him Raw album. Now you got the Streets Made Me album. And one of the known songs on that album with how I think that Slim became target from it was that Soulja Life Mentality. If you listen to when I first started, I quoted some lyrics from that song, because I believe from that song, this is when Slim really became targeted, because this is like a political song. So Slim was like he was trying to show people how to peep game on how it is out there, you follow? So you got that whole album, and then the whole fallout right there with Slim and P started. Slim was in a Murder Dog magazine when he got interviewed, and he was talking about the whole situation with him and P. And he mentioned in that same interview how P, if you look at No Limit, prior to them, Slim really rocking with No Limit, No Limit wasn't really doing a camouflage thing. The whole camouflage influence comes from Slim. You follow? The whole camouflage and the whole soldiery thing, the Reeboks. That's a Soulja Slim influence. Slim was like a template or a model that a lot of people in the city emulated. So he camouflaged, and Max said in that song, Can You Ball? He said, when they locked you up, he said, you camouflage uptown. It was some shit to see. When they locked you up, I continued your legacy. That's what Max said about Soulja Slim on that Can You Ball. So Slim is coined for being the one who camouflaged or brought that camouflage thing to the city, and those Reebok soldieries. And he also mentioned in that same Murder Dog interview that P was tripping on paying him, and he was talking about, I think he was saying something about they was negotiating because somebody else had wanted Slim. So they was negotiating, and, you know, prior to him getting on No Limit, and P was trying to get more money. It was something like that. But he was talking about how P he didn't promote his Streets Made Me album. And then that's how the whole thing started falling down. And he was also saying how P was focusing on some other stuff and not really on the label like it's supposed to. And now from this whole thing, you know, just at the same time, like right before, you know, Slim and C Murder was hanging with each other big time, you know, like if you go to that what's that, Straight from the Projects DVD, you will see the Prominence and the Magnolia. When they was right there, they had that block party. They was between the old side and new side, and it shows Slim and C Murder working with together. You had Trinity in there. You had Wango walking with them. You had Boo, Cupboy Boo, and that, I think it's in that one cut it showed them walking when that song called I Don't Give a What. Then you show them walking down, you know. And when Slim and C was together out there at that time, this is right before he's really about to get off of No Limit. They was like King Kong and Godzilla out there. You know, you had the Cutthroat Committee and the Cut Boys rolling together. Like, that was extremely dangerous. And I really believe that somebody fed that collaboration of those two coming together, because C Murder wasn't no joke already, as far as like how he rolled. You know, he got the Cut Boys. You know, he had Wayne G or Wango. You know, you had Cut Boy Boo. You had the rest of the other Cut Boys and the Porch Boys out of the Cali or rolling with him. And then you also had dudes from the Parkway. What's his name? Skanu, who rolled with C Murder. A couple of dudes from like the Parkway. And plus C Murder had dudes at the St. Bernard. What's his name? Damn, he from the St. Bernard. He's he down with True Records. Damn, what's my name? G De Niro. He had dudes from the St. Bernard rolling him, and then Slim, Dooney Boys, Cutthroat Committee, you know, Lager Black. He had dudes rolling with him like Be Stupid. He had Parkway connections. So you got these two figures in the city, iconic figures, you know, street dudes who known for putting in work, known for, you know, laying jokers down, you know what I'm saying, checking people, rolling together. They connected to money. They got the most dangerous backing on the street. Somebody felt intimidated by this here, you know. So, see, Murder, he gets locked up. And while he locked up, this when the whole situation with Soulja Slim and P started, you know. But and also, I also forgot to mention too that when Slim came to No Limit, Trinity was right there with him too. Like, Trinity, that's like his best friend. That's his boy. They call him the ghost of Soulja Slim. You know, so Trinity was right there with Slim. And also another person that was on No Limit that's connected really with Slim was Hound from Gertown. That's Soulja Slim's cousin. So now you got this phase where 2002 comes, Slim start his own thing, Cutthroat Committee. He getting distribution through Koch Record. And the album that he released December 24th of 2002 was called Years Later. And this was distributed through Koch. It did fairly good, you know, for it being Slim's first project on his own imprint, or his own label. And he had his team called the Cutthroat Comitty, which is, in the name of the label is called Cutthroat Records. You know, you had Trinity, of course, Lager Black, Slim Other Cousin, 12 O'Clock, and Double Crosser. At the same time, while this whole thing going on, Slim connects with BG. You know, BG had Chopper City Records. He was getting distribution. I believe he was connected with T.I., you know, because T.I. had put BG back in the game once. You know, he had the problem with Baby. So he was like free agent. He left Cash Money. He put out an album through T.I. record label. But then he came back and started his own imprint, Chopper City Records. So now you got this this BG and Soulja Slim album. This connect. So, but they never really got a chance to put out the album because right around this time, this when Slim started really getting caught up in a lot of stuff. Now, it was rumored or said that on that song called If You Want Beef, Let It Go Down. If it's beef, if it's beef, if it's beef, if you let it go down right now. It was said that the lyrics in that song was of a real event that Slim had partaken. There's different stories saying that, but one of them was that Slim supposed to have disrespected one of Telly Hankton runners or something like that, or dudes that rode with him, you know, that worked for Telly Hankton. And that in that song you'll hear how Slim was saying something about the jewelry, I think he said in that song, and yeah, what you gonna tell your big homie? I forgot how the lyrics go, but it was saying that song was aimed at something of the nature of one of the Telly runners and stuff. And they said at this thing right here, this event resulted in Slim getting taken out in 2003, I think November 26th. Well, I think it was Thanksgiving, on the lawn of his mother, you know. And it said that he was killed. He got shot 4 times, 3 times in the face, 1 in the chest, in the Gentilly part of New Orleans. And said his mother Linda Tapp and his stepfather was at the house. His stepfather Philip Tuba Phil Frazier, who was also a musician in the city. And it was said around the same time, while he got killed, so to say, that, you know, his house got ransacked. Like, they took a lot of the masters from songs that him and BG had recorded, some of his jewelry and stuff like that. And they said that after all this was cleared and said and done, that the only thing that his mother was left with was only like a pinky ring and and I believe a watch or a necklace or something like that. But everything else was taken from Slim's house. And all of the masters that was like the album that him and BG supposed to put out, and plus some of the other Cutthroat Comitty artists, such as Lil One, who he said that was gonna be another version of him. He said that Slim said that Lil One was gonna be a little replica of him. You had Chaotic, that was out of the Kelly O Projects, Front of Town, and you had God, that was also a member of Chopper City Boys, that was also part of Cutthroat. And he had a big second line funeral. You know, they had Paul Bearers in them. He had his horse and carriage ride his casket around the Magnolia, If you go and you can look on the video of New Orleans exposed, you'll see BG and the people in the city turned up. And you see people like Six Shot, who was Slim Boy, appear in that same video. Of course, KLC. You know, a couple of people. And then, you know, when all this happened, all the stories started coming up about, you know, Slim. All these stories. One story is that of a dude that he met in jail called the Boss Man. You know, they was freestyling in prison, and Slim liked what he heard from Boss Man, so he made a favor. Well, he promised him, cause Slim didn't know how much time that Boss Man had. So that song that's on that Streets Made Me album, I do this for the Boss Man. He did that for the my man, the Boss Man. You know, let him know that he got him when he come out. And then the dude Boss Man, he got photos of Slim and things that other people don't have. So, you know, that's one thing. That was another story that happened. Then all the other stories about what really happened with Slim. It was like it was numerous stories, but one of them was that Hankton sent a hit out on him. And the dude that's supposed to have took him out, when name was Jarrell Smith. And Garrell Smith. And he wound up getting killed later on. He did time, came out, and was killed like 2010. But it was said that, you know, Hankton put that out. Then there was other stories of people saying that, no, that Telly had nothing to do with that, because Slim was connected with the Hankton organization or family, so they was like, that wasn't really possible. You know, I said that, you know. And then there's another one saying that people saying that Baby had something to do with it, which is crazy, you know. Over the whole thing of Slim being this iconic figure and blocking Wayne's success, because when you hear Slim, how he rap and sound is similar of that of Lil Wayne, so to say. So some people were saying stuff of that nature, you know. But and then they saying that P put a hit out of him, because when you go back to that that other album, I think it was the years later, 3 months after album, Slim was sending shots at P like crazy. I think like on 2 or 3 songs. It was called Booting Up, and I forgot the name of the song right now, because I'm really going on everything that's in my head, and from some of the sources that the people that told me, and they said that P put that out. That some people was like, nah, it was jealousy, but you know what? When it come down to the whole thing with P, you know, people who say stuff like, why would P have his brother best friend murdered like that? And on top of that, you know, I don't know how true it is. It said that P right here man, Boz, is Soulja Slim's cousin. So, you know, and plus at this time, if you think about it, P was really focusing on Romeo career. He was doing that Romeo show with Nickelodeon. He was out there in Cali doing his thing. So, but people don't know that Slim had a lot of beef out there. A lot. You know, like a lot of stuff from his people that he got at back in the 90s. And things that people never caught up and got at him. You know, Slim was shot before and all that. You know, Slim was glorifying everything that Slim talked about in his music. He did it, you know. How he's messing with that boy and that girl, you know what I'm saying, and jacking and selling and all that. You know, Slim wasn't no studio gangster. He was really about that life, you know. But there was another situation that happened too. with this you remember this dude named he from Florida named Two Pistols or 2 Pistols. He's supposed to had well, I ain't gonna say supposed to, he actually did. He jacked Slim style. I mean he jacked Slim lyrics from that song called Cheese Eaters. The first I think it's the chorus or a couple of lines from that song, but two Pistols had actually stole Slim lyrics like from word. And if you heard how to just do rapping, that song, you would swear that it was his own song if you didn't know Slim. So he got caught out there, you know. And the people who caught on to that was the U Boys, the A out of the Holly Grove, and they did a diss track on 2Ps for using or stealing Slim lyrics. But you know, I want to say this about Slim too, though. Slim often he got compared a lot to Tupac. They always say that, you know, Slim is our Tupac. He's our Tupac. He's a New Orleans Tupac and stuff like that. They always get compared to one another. You know, like Pac was like a revolutionary, and I really believe that Slim was getting to that point of being a revolutionary. And while I'm talking about this whole thing of Slim being compared to Pac a lot, you know, he was Slim also had like a little beef with Crazy from 504 Crazy, or Crazy from Rough Ever Records, and Slim, you know, not Slim, Silk, you know. Slim Silk didn't have no beef with Silk, so to say, until Silk sent a shout out him on that Get Back on that 504 Boys album called, I think it's the Ballers album. That song called Hey Ho, Trick It Off Me. And Silk sent a shout at Slim. And that's why Slim did Silk on that song called Them Little Silky Drawers. He said you locating the Victoria's Secret for the broads. And he went out crazy. He did a song called You Ain't Crazy, and how he called him a Tupac clone. You Tupac clone. You keep doing shit that mess with niggas don't. You know? So that's on a record beef, but some people say that it was off the record beef too, and the street beef. You know, this whole video that I'm doing right here with Slim is lengthy. It's gonna be lengthy because Slim, people, I read a comment on one of the videos. Somebody said that Slim wasn't known enough or put out enough material to deserve a biopic. I had a hard time collecting information on Slim and telling the truth, and it's very lengthy. Slim and his I think he was 26, his small number of years here. I think Pac passed away 25, Slim 26. And, you know, what stopped Slim from really putting out a lot of material is that he was in trouble a lot, and he was arrested a lot of times. And he did a lot of stuff in that small time. He been through a lot. And I believe that a biopic could be good on Slim because his influence on the city is massive, you know. And then he got that green cross on his head, which people say that sign represent a person that, you know, that put in that work, that slang that iron. You know what I mean? But another note too, two or three more things I'm gonna touch on before I close this video out. They was said that Slim was involved with Macy Gray. You know, the R&B artist Macy Gray. And it was also said that he was and talking and having meetings with Death Row one time, and also Rockefeller Records. You know, I don't know how true that is, but it was said that on a couple of interviews on YouTube and other sources. And I want to touch this main last thing, his son. Now, Lil Soulja Slim, Adaru. You got people who be hating on him, talking about he ain't Slim's son. You know, there's a picture out there where Slim had him in his lap when he was a baby, and then Slim mentioned him in his music, you know. And people like to come off and say stuff like, saying, yo, stop trying to be like your father. You ain't your father. Stop trying to act hard and all that. I'm gonna give him his props. I think he's Lil Slim dope, you know, and he's still trying to come into himself. Like, he's young, and I notice, and as time go on and on, his music is getting better as time progresses, you know. But give a shout out to him, Lil Slim. He doing his thing, you know. But we gotta, you know, acknowledge that which is real. But I'm gonna close this out. Like I said, Slim had the music game. He messed with KLC, and Slim is like Dre and Snoop. They did the whole Parkway Pumping Records. Also tag team with Hype Enough Records and Parkway Pumping Records. He had the whole connect with the No Limit and all the artists from C Murder, you know, the Gambino family, the Prime Suspects, and he was also tight connected with Snoop and Mia X and Matt. And on the street level, like I said before, he had that whole Magnolia. He had that on Taladana Court, you know, the LD, the last driveway. You know, you had that Wild Will and 6 Court. You know, you had the whole thing from Clara. You know, Taladana, the whole surround of Magnolia. But he played that 6 Court. You know, that Wild Willer. He rolled with the likes of, like I said before, just like a recap and a closing out. You know, the Dooney Boys, the Hot Boys, you know, the Terrence Gangster Williams, Dooney, Mosquito, Sterling, you know, his main boy, his runner, on out there in the street, Wayne, who didn't care and put in that work. I would be stupid, you know, that was there for Slim and loyal to Slim. And then you had Lager Black. That Lager Black, you know what he famous for. We straight up cut, where he said it, from the ground to the motherfucking sky. We straight like that. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? And then we can't forget about, you know, Slim's sister, G.I. Peaches, who also do music, you know what I'm saying? You know, and his mother, Miss Linda, you know. And I feel bad because they robbed her, because she's supposed to have been the one to inherit him, his son. Supposed to inherited them dads. They supposed to put out Slim music respectfully so they could benefit from Slim body of work, you know. But and one more main thing to touch on before I actually close this video out is the song Slow Motion. That was Juvenile. It's actually a Slim song, but due to Slim early death, it became a Juvenile song. And Juvenile is also a childhood friend of Slim, and another friend of Slim was Turk from the Hot Boys as well. So Slim didn't get a chance to benefit from the fruits. I mean, he didn't receive the fruits or the blessings from the slow motion song because he had an early death and it became a juvenile song. But his name did get out there internationally, so to say. You follow? So a lot of the videos, like I said before, I'm gonna have to do over because a lot of these stories is lengthy. I'm actually just touching the surface of them, but I'm gonna do all these videos that I've been doing all over. I'm gonna do the Sam Scully video over with more details. The Glenn Metz more over details. Randall video more with details. He murdered all them videos. I'm gonna go into it with more details, and also I'm gonna touch on a lot of other parts of the city too, because I'm still in the dirt world. I ain't even stepped out the dirt world yet, and it's still, you know, you still got, like I said, you got that mouth to still hit up. And then once you come, and then, you know, the Parkway, you know, you still got like that, that dirt and Galvez and all that whole area. That's, that when you shoot out of the, Cali, when you go straight up Galvez Street, cause you got, you know, that splits between the old side, new side, Galvez, when you go straight all up the street to the dirt, and then forth, you got all that area. And then you still got the rest of Uptown. You still got like your 10th ward, like your St. Thomas, 12, 13, 17, you know, Holly Grove, you know, Apple on EU. It's a lot to touch in Uptown alone. And then you still got downtown, you know, that whole, you know, the St. Bernard, you know, the Florida projects, you know, that Aberville projects, that Lafitte, you know, that Fisher, and that Desire, you know, and the Desire was the biggest project in the city. It was one of the first ones to get that knocked down. So it's so many stuff to touch, so many characters and personalities. It's gonna be a lot before I even actually step out of the city of New Orleans to touch other cities, you know. It's gonna be a monster, man, you know. You follow? So, and that's like I said before, I apologize for the long wait. I'm gonna start working a little bit more quicker and effectively because I want the people to be satisfied with the Dawood pages, you know. My name is Abdul Atib, and I appreciate those who listen to the video. You know, if you're new listener, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the Dawood pages. If you follow, I'm outy like an old school 500 XEL. Shalom, salams, Godspeed.